Can this team win an MLS Cup? I think they can.
LA Galaxy are way by far the most exciting team in LA.
The LA Galaxy have pulled off an early miracle in the 2024 season.
Top dogs in the West.
Coming into this offseason, we knew we had a really big opportunity with 2 designated player spots opening up. And we were looking to fill those with some high-impact players. And another really important thing for us to do was to get those players in as close to the start of preseason as possible.
My thought process when looking at a roster build-out and trying to get the pieces together for this team is, some of the deficiencies maybe that we were looking for to add to our group was some of that speed, that directness in the attack, players who get behind, players who are putting the opposition's back line on pause a little bit or can get into that space behind the back line and stretch the game out.
Peck and Paintsill are at a different level. They're another level up. And when you got Yamani on one wing and Audi when he's healthy on the other, you've got some very good attacking fullbacks. I don't think enough can be said about Diego Fagundes. Whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he can fill in probably 6 or 7 different roles on this team and do them all so well. When you've got a group where it's all kind of coming together, there's a confidence within that group. There's a belief that they can win. Last year's team didn't have that, and you can see how it can really start disintegrating a team when they don't believe that they're going to win. This team believes every game they go out there they're going to win, whether they do or not, and that's just a really potent weapon.
Our 3 designated players are massively important to our success, and what I think is really great about the 3 of them is that they are all really sort of unique in what they bring to the table, but they all complement each other really well. When we talked this offseason, we thought of Ricky as sort of like the quarterback of this offense, and we wanted to give him some high-quality receivers that he could find in different spots and be dangerous. And on the wings, we really wanted to make sure we had guys who were fast, dynamic, and also capable of scoring goals and being dangerous. And I think you see that now, whether it's a counterattack, in possession. We've got different ways to hurt teams, different ways to be dangerous that we maybe didn't have in years past. And I think the rapport that they've developed together has also been really special. And that's not just on the field, but in the locker room and off the field. And so when you have those 3 guys on the field together, they cause a lot of problems for people, and it's been really great to see the way they've gelled.
If you do it right, the DPs are critical in kind of driving your team, and they should be difference makers and guys who impact wins and losses. And Ricky's had a great season, only kind of broken up a little bit because of injury there in the bit, but he's our engine. He drives the team out of possession and into attack.
We look at Peck. Over the last month, he's been extraordinary. He's just on top of his game. Paintsill is still, you can tell he's getting close to being fully back from the injury, being at his full speed. I think we saw it in the win over Colorado, where he was asked to play up top and was just fantastic up there. What was a goal and 2 assists. They add up to more than 3. There's more going on than just the 3 of them. The foundation of what the Galaxy is doing comes down to them. There's a lot more to it, of course. They can't do it on their own. But if the Galaxy is going to do something special this year, it's because of the 3 of them.
The experience of a season, right? And I think probably fans go through it in their own sort of way. As players, staff, as those of us kind of in the heat of it on the day-to-day, you get the first part of the season, you feel like, wow, the season's really long. And then you get to the middle part of the season, you're like, man, the season's a grind. And we're kind of in that summer MLS grind a little bit right now, I would say, where the games kind of come fast, the temperatures are hot, the recovery is a little bit more of It's not as easy because of the hot temperatures, and the games take a lot out of the guys at this point in the year. But then you come out of this stretch and the temperatures start to cool again. You start to realize you have 10 or so games left, and that the season's now, like, there's a chunk of the season that's behind you that you're like, well, it felt like we had a long season before. Now we have actually a short season, and the energy starts to pick up again. Guys start to get excited because, you know, the playoffs are right in front of us, or whatever the case may be. So you're kind of in that middle sort of grind at the moment, and then we'll all come out of that and be like, okay, where are we as it relates to playoff standings? And it starts to build the emotion and the energy towards the playoffs.
Can this team win an MLS Cup? I think they can. I think the Galaxy should expect to, and then they need to follow up on those expectations, should expect to play in the Western Conference Final. The Galaxy want to be one of those two teams. And then on the day, you know, anything can happen. And then in an MLS Cup, anything can happen.
I think what I'm most excited for is the stretch run. You know, this is where it gets really exciting. This is where the games start to mean more, and as we get closer to and into the playoffs, this is what we're here for, right? To go and try and compete at the highest level in the league and win a title. And so I'm just excited to see how this group comes together, you know, even more down the stretch as we go forward and look to make some noise in the playoffs.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.